The finals are set here in the 2019 Greensboro Pokemon Regional Trading Card Game Championship. Kirk Dupe Snacks Dubé, Jeffrey Saran Wrap Saran on one side of your screen, Andrew Martin, Sigilif GX Warrior, and on the other side of your screen, you're going to have Azul Garcia Griego, aka Azul Good Game GG's, my friend. Towering Splash, 6 prizes, thunderous way into top 4, thunderous way into top 4, squeaks a top 4 win, finds himself in the finals. It's tough to say that things are going anybody else's way but Azul's right now.
Absolutely there. After that big 6-1 comeback with the Towering Splash, they're sweeping the board completely there. I don't think any play could top from either weekend these past 2 weekends here with the new expanded format after what we just witnessed during top 8.
Historic moment in the Pokemon trading card game, and if you want to get your Magikarp Wailord GXs, that tag team that Towering splashed its way through the top 8, visit trollandtoad.com. Greensboro is the discount code you need to enter for 10% off on your way out. GREENSBORO, baby! Yeah, 10% off, saving that green.
And that 10% is going to come in handy because I guarantee those Magikarp Wailord prices are going to go
hit the
up.
hit the buy list. Trade in your Zoroark GXs. Trade in all that other nonsense. Buy Azul GG's Blastoise list. We'll have it up, and by that I mean he'll have it up after the tournament, regardless of the result here. Andrew Martin, not a bad deck to look into either. Coming with the mirror counter, Siggy GX, and just flexing all over the place. Wins a tight one against Zoroark Garbodor to find himself in the finals.
Siggy Fresh is going to be really convenient here, or helpful in his matchup here against Azul, being able to mirror back, those Towering Splash plays, not Towering Splash, sorry, Super Splash plays, or if Keener GX want to pull off a big play here, it's going to be a good wall, forcing Azul to play around. He also has Wild Foot to use, maybe get lucky as Shemansky did, start active with it a few times there, and see what happens from there.
Yeah, he does have the bench barrier Mr. Mime in Andrew's list. So that's something that Azul's going to have to be cognizant of. Can't unlock the Towering Splash GX if a bench barrier is in play. However, Azul's navigated bench barrier Mr. Mimes all day long to get to this position in the finals. So they are shuffling up, and we're getting ready for a riveting one. Any guesses which way this is going to go?
I think so. I have a fan favorite. Underdog favorite maybe, Andrew Martin. I want to see him pull it out here. Hasn't gotten past top 16 before at a regional. Day 2 every single one, I believe you is what you're mentioning before.
Yeah, I was mentioning he's a St. Louis player, and I hope I get these stats correct. Has day 2 every regional he's played in this year, which is, I believe, definitely more than one, because that's what that statistic indicates. But also was never really able to cross into top 16 and just rushing his way to the finals. You can't say it enough. Sigilif GX has just been kind of his best friend. As you see, he plays the rainbow rare copy, so everybody knows that they're best buds, and he's taking care of that card 100% of the time.
And on the other side there, Azul, also no stranger to final appearances here. Multi-time regional champion here, consistent top 3, top 5 player in North America, actually in the world, has numerous top placements here. So no stranger to this type of light, and I'm sure the nerves are only on one side of the table when it comes to this type of pressure.
We can't not mention this. If Azul Garcia Griego does his good games and takes this regional championship down, that is another win for Team DDG.
DDG has been, I think, in every finals so far, every major event, taken down all but one, I'm sure so far, and that being Dallas. So hot streak right now for the Dead Draw Gamers, and
hot
another
streak,
one.
Hot season. Like, it's not even a couple weeks. It's been months and months this has been going on.
Since October. They've been taking the dubs.
Just picking up W's left and right, left and right. St. Patrick's Day here in green, heavy on the Greensboro, to celebrate that holiday. These players are drawing their opening 7, and I think we're about ready to head down to the action.
We're going to be seeing the active Pokemon get decided here. Azul has his hand on his head. I'm not sure if he likes his hand or not right now. Maybe he's trying to think what's the best option here. We do see the Wailord.
I don't think Azul is contemplating the clutch of his hand. I think what he's doing is what we like to call Archie's math. How do I get to Archie's Blastoise with this hand? And a lot of basic Pokemon in his hand, one of which is a Tapu Lele GX, which will be able to pull the Archies right out of the deck there.
Right here. Let's camera's shaking a little bit here. If we can get someone to stabilize that. Once we get that underway here, We'll get this finals 2019 Greensboro matchup underway. Die indicator on Andrew's side. Going to take the first swing at setting up his board.
Pretty crucial for Andrew because of the Garbotoxin Garbodor. Really wants to ability lock. A little bit different than the Zoroark variants. Relies on Floatstone to lock those abilities out. Not doing any cute plays with Klefki, Wonderlock, anything like that. It's just lock them down. And until you're in a dead hand, and I'm just going to crawl back into this game slowly
Big
but
card
surely.
here is Perilous City because it works both ways. Whatever side Andrew plays it on is a hindrance on Azul's board, whether it be the bench him down to 3, limiting how much time and how much space he has to Archies, or the flip side of it where he actually hinders his damage down by 20.
Yep. That red side taking down the attack power of, I believe it's Grass Fighting Water, those starter Pokemon types, just kind of stifling those a little bit. Andrew has a starter selected, so does Azul, getting a little confirmation from the judge. They're getting ready to rock and roll. Headphones
got put on.
Coming on.
It's almost
We
showtime.
are moments away from the Greensboro Regional Championship Finals. Flip those pokes, Waylord v. Trubbish, the iconic cards, kind of iconic starters in both of these decks. Andrew can't be too upset that Trubbish is in the front seat. And Wonder Tag off Tapu Lele GX. Great place to start for Andrew. Going to be able to bridge it here, assuming there's another support Pokemon, draw supporter in his hand, and get maybe a couple Garbodors down.
Yeah, I think it's going to go hard in the Trubbish here. Going to get one more Trubbish down. The Sudowoodo is another thing to negate the bench there, and maybe the Wobbuffet as well as another chance to slow down the setup of Azul.
So because Andrew plays 4 copies of Floatstone, we do see him pull that Wobbuffet to the front, so he'll be able to
Siggy Fresh coming to the board.
Siggy GX hitting the board. Because he grabbed the Wobbuffet, we might just see a Floatstone on Trubbish, retreat into the Bide Barricade Wobbuffet, and say, good luck, Azul, good game.
Good call there. We do see the Floatstone, and right there, turn 1, going to have the Bide Barricade to slow down Azul's setup here. Right to the active spot. DCE coming down on Siggy Fresh past Azul's turn.
Azul, good game, draws for the turn, needs to cobble this thing together. Superior energy retrieval off the top, not what you want to see in the first turn of the game. You actually want to see those literally after Archies and later. Superior energy retrieval, though not great for returning energies in the first turn, can discard cards out of the hand to whittle it down to get some value that way. Azul going to lead with Battle Compressor, and I think that's a safe bet. Take a look at your deck, see what you're working with, see what your options are, piece the rest of this thing together once you're working with complete information.
Yeah, I do see in his hand he has Order Pad, Superior, and Ultra Ball as well, and the Lele and Onyx. I'm not sure what that other card might be. So depending on his compressor right now, he still could, in theory, get after this Archies here with the compressing of Water Energy, Blastoise, maybe and obviously the Archies as well. But he also has Lele to be able to get the Archies out too. So you could just see the Water, Propagation Egg, and Blastoise come into the discard pile.
That's one thing that Azul has been doing all weekend long and has been leveraging it, obviously, to a finals appearance. And Azul aggressively getting rid of Waters as opposed to some players that have chosen to maybe get the other Archies out of the deck or the other copy of Blastoise or whatever. Azul wants to make sure that his superior energy retrievals are bringing value as soon as possible. Now, might have spoke too soon. Not sure if Azul is going to commit to the water there, but we did see him do it in the top 8 match, getting a lot of early using a lot of early battle compressors to get basic water energies into the discard.
Still eyeing down those 3 cards there: a Propagation Egg, Water, and Blastoise. Probably going to Ultra Ball here also for another attacker for this matchup. It could be. Let me look at his list real quick. Possibly to Articuno to take out some of these Garbodors as well, but Order Pad going to happen first.
Order Pad. Let's see if he reaches for the deck.
There we go.
That's a 6, obviously. Of course. I'm surprised there's not little burn marks on the table from where that dice that's been on fire for him rolling through.
I like that he's going ahead and compressing away the Guzma right away, so you can work around the Bide Barricade. And also an option to go directly at the Garbotoxin Garbodor when it does come into play.
That Kingdra GX, the other Propagation Egg, maybe. Nope, elects to choose a Sycamore. Wants to make sure that if he Archies into a Versus Seeker, has not only the Guzma option, but also the Draw Supporter option. Playing down Tapu Lele, Wonder Tag is live in this moment. Be surprised if we didn't see an Archie's based on the composition of those two battle compressors. And now it's just to Azul to play the stuff down in his hand, announce Archie's, get that Blastoise onto the bench, and deluge.
And going to that point there, you know, we mentioned that the superior energy retrieval kind of hurt seeing at the beginning here, but we're going to see it actually take it to effect here off that compressor, getting the 1 energy to attach here, bench to Onyx, and then Archie's clean for 5 cards.
That Deluge Blastoise coming into play, obviously a key component in Azul's strategy. However, with the Barricade Wobbuffet in the front seat for Andrew, not going to be able to Deluge just yet.
So we see 2 waters, another Propagate Egg, Computer Search as well. I think I saw Propagate Egg, and Opposite just pass.
Off the top for Andrew, Drampa GX off the top. Mysterious Treasure pitching the Drampa. Doesn't want to go down that route at all this game, or at least not this early in the game.
I don't think that's his out either. You know, Drampa doesn't hit enough damage here for the Wailord, and Wailord can just one-shot it back with those Super Splash attack. So really it's going to be the Trashlands, Garbodors here, and Sigilif going to put in a max effort here. Sigilif going to put that pressure on with that mirror counter ability, forcing the Azul to have to attack a little differently.
Mysterious Treasure immediately coming down on that Trubbish that picked up the Float Stone in that turn 1. Fortunately for Azul, he is playing 2 copies of Field Blower, which is 1 more than most, so has a few more outs to it. But Azul really needs to see some good cards in the following turn.
I do believe Azul does have the Computer Search already in hand, so we can see 1. Oh, nope, sorry, I thought it was Computer Search. It looks like it was the Snorlax.
Couple water energy in Azul's hand as well. I think I saw 2 water there. Is there a Versus Seeker in his hand so Azul can make a play here? Or are we going to see an attach?
There's a Computer Search. So I think he's decided right now he has a letter as well. So actually he can pull off a Super Splash if he wanted to. He does have Computer Search in hand, so maybe he's holding back for the more opportune moment.
Andrew Martin bringing down that Parallel City, limiting Azul's bench. Both players staring each other directly in the eye, not quite ready to get rid.
Yeah, so he could have got a Fibbler for the Garbotox, but then Barricade is still in effect there. So he's probably waiting for one more piece to maybe get the Silent Lab as well to shut off the Barricade. We do see Field Blower.
Field Blower has been exposed, but not used yet. Field Blower going to target down Parallel City and the Float Stone that is on the bench.
Computer Search for the Silent Lab. Or Shaman.
Shaman, unfortunately, would still suffer from that Barricade, so hopefully Azul not tripping into that play. But Silent Lab would do quite a bit of work for him here, allow him to attach those energies onto the Wailord. With the Professor's Letter and the other energy we know in hand, would be ready to start Super Splashing for 180.
That's going to be the big trend here. Is going to be the chain that consistently there.
Was that another Archie's for
Kingdra? Wow, the double Archie. He does it every time with us now. Double Archies every single game. See the Kingdra, draws 5 cards here. Test energy.
Kingdra, a great attacker in this matchup. Just 2 energy will be hitting for 110. Just manually attaching, saying, "Hey, Andrew, like."
And it doesn't make sense, honestly, there, because it's going to put the pressure on Andrew to have to be the aggressor here. Because with no damage going onto Azul's side, he's fine with mainly attaching 5 energy to his Wailord.
So what Azul might be doing here is just playing a slow game, attaching, might go for what we consider like a pop-off turn, and a Towering Splash GX would be able to knock off the Garbotox and Garbodor on the bench in one fell swoop. Guzma up on the Blastoise. And now that Blastoise caught in the active. However, we do know Azul did compress the Guzma earlier in the game. So if that Versus Seeker is in there, we might be able to find our way to it. To it being the Blastoise back to the bench. And
it's an easy pass. And he opposite attached to energy either this turn.
Choice Band, Sigilif N.
Here we go. And we do see that there's a die counter for Azul's items as well. That 8, the 6 and the 2 up there, identifying that there's 8 items currently in the discard pile for a Trashlands Garbodor. Hitting 180 right now. 210 with a choice band. Sorry, 160. I apologize there, and 190 with a choice band. And we'll see what happens here on this end. Both players have not taken a prize yet, so they'll both draw 6 cards.
Both using nice blue sleeve. Fortunately for us, different hues of blue, so we're able to distinguish those fairly easily. 6 cards coming for both players. Azul can't be too mad about seeing a refreshed hand.
Yeah, especially there's an order pad right there too, and a team mail. Could see that verse seeker for that Guzman. We're just talking about 2 trainers mails at that. Andrew here. Can't really tell fully what's in his hand right now. Does he have an energy at all for Trashalanche?
Just a
Does
Trubbish
not.
down on bench, and another trainer's mail off the top. Azul has to take a look at those items. Wants to make sure he's using the correct amount of items to progress his game state and his board impact without detrimentally putting that number of items into the discard. So order pad taking off that trainer's mail.
Going to be moving that now 9 to 9 items here. Trainer's mail. Grabbing that there. Is he going to go direct for the order pad here? Going to use another team mail. He might actually just go ahead and opt to do, yep, the order pad right there.
That's a 5. That pip in the middle, good indication. All in on items now. That's a 4.
Order pad number 2.
And that is a heads flip for Azul. Going to grab any item out of his deck he wants.
And just going to move up to 12 items here. Going to verse seeker for that Guzma. And go probably. And now here's the tough thing. You know, is he going to go after the Garbotoxin or go after the threat of the Trashalanche? And I think you go after the Garbotox right now because you see that Andrew did not attach the energy right away. And you can withstand one Trashalanche attack.
Now, this is something we saw. Just going to hit into the Sigilift while the ability is turned off.
Okay.
So no collateral damage back to Azul. 2 prizes. And not following the Russ Lepar rule of thumb that we heard back in Toronto, which is when I'm Guzming, I'm making sure I have a Versus Seeker to buy back Guzma. Azul finding the risk-reward definitely in his favor. Going to take care of that Sigilift before it can do too much work with that mirror counter.
First here, we're probably going to see another N here while under Garbotoxin line. You mentioned this before we started the match here. Big play that Andrew does is N under Garbotoxin lock to low hands here and hopefully can use that leverage to take over the game. Big thing that Andrew needs right now is that psychic energy. With 12 energy items in the discard pile, he can hit for 240, choice band 270.
It's a couple items away from being able to tackle the Lord all at once, covering that whale in garbage. There's a clean our oceans joke in there, but in all seriousness, don't let her. Shuffling up, Azul going to get 4, Andrew going to get 6. And Andrew hopes there's 6 good ones that he can use to start clawing away.
Andrew runs 6 different ways to attack with this Garboter here, and if hopefully he can find at least one of those. I don't think I see an energy again, but there is a computer search in his hand at least, so you can get an energy at the risk of discarding 2 other items. One thing to note too, Azul does not run Acerola like some other we've seen with other Archie Stories lists here. So once this Whaler gets attacked there, that damage sticks, unless Parallel City comes to effect later on.
Computer search threw away a Juniper, and I believe the other Garbotoxin Garbodor. Going to grab a card for himself. Andrew is here. A very interesting deck building decision. Andrew made no field blowers, so can't knock off tools and use that to ramp out his Trashalanche Garbodor's damage output, but gonna get a hefty chunk of damage here on Azul with this Trashalanche. 240. 4 dice on that 6-sided coming down, and that Waylord looking worse for wear.
Yep.
But can still swing in.
Can still swing right now. It's going to swing in the only attacker there. No like Dementia Valley type, stadiums in here for Wobbuffet to come in with the Psychic Assault either. So he does run double colorless, so he can attack with Tapu Lele here for the return KO.
Azul getting an energy down on the Kingdra GX and just taking the knockout with the whale and the active and saying like, okay, sure, we'll give up this knockout. It's no surprise to me that this is what you're working on taking out. It's going to give you 3 prizes, but I think I have a decent follow-up.
So does he have a way to, so Parallel City is going to play towards his direction, limit down the water attacks on Andrew's side here. Does he have a supporter to play as well? Versus Seeker, he has a Juniper or another end.
Needs to find an energy here because he already committed to the Trashalanche Garbodor. So N one less card than Juniper. Want to max out your odds. Let's draw 7. Need to hit this, need to take this KO on a whale. And we see that Psychic Energy third card from the right. Quickly going on to Trashlanch Garb.
Going to take 3 prizes down, tying up the game 3-3 for the KO here.
Azul's damage is going to be reduced by 20 because of the red side of that Parallel City. One of the strongest stadiums in the game. Kingdra GX going to step into the active, or swim into the active, you can say. And Azul still in this, putting this thing together without too much consideration for what Andrew's going to be doing. He's sticking to his game plan and just saying, yes, ends are part of it. I just have to keep my nose to the grindstone, thin this deck out, and try and make myself the most end-proof as possible.
Well, Azul is dumbing to his deck just there. We do see to add one more Field Blower left in his deck as well. So Compressor here to help get to that glass card there. And mainly attaching another energy to the Kingdra is not going to be enough to KO this Trashlanch Garbodor. It does going to do 110 base, but then with that Stadium flip to the red side, it's going to nullify that to 90 there. So he's going to have to attach 2 energy some way to be able to get this KO on the Trashlanch Garbodor. There's already a lot of items in the discard as well, at the point to where Trashlanch can take out anything on his side of the field. So playing items right now, it is what it is. You just go ahead and throw them to the bin and get thin and get rid of stuff as soon as you can.
Yep. Battle Compressor going to compress another compressor. Tri-Edge Articuno, nope, that's pivoted back in. It's going to be Prism, Volcanion Prism with Jet Geyser ability. That immediately goes to loss zone. Not a consideration for Azul in this one.
One more card to discard right here. And there it goes. Looks like it's going to be the faithful Tri-Edge.
Toronto favorite Articuno with the Tri-Edge attack going to go to the discard off that Battle Compressor. Azul just getting all the chaff out of that deck, making sure that all that's left is quality for those impending ends that Andrew will try and use.
Keener's still in an active spot here. Hydro Pump is not going to do much right now. Maelstrom GX potentially there would do 40 to each of his Pokemon here. Also not doing too much damage as well. Would be a return knockout from the Trashlanch Garbodor. And it could just be an easy 30 retreat to the bench. Maybe promote the Snorlax to take a hit. I don't know. It's probably not Snorlax actually, because he's 1 item away from being KO'd. So it's a tough spot right now.
Kingdra in the active, 1 Water Energy on. Azul needing to find another Water Energy to put on it just to start doing some considerable damage. That Parallel City really bumming us out right now.
Parallel City is putting in the max effort right now. Another Water Energy coming down here. Versus Seeker, going to see that Professor Sycamore discarding what looks to be Tate and Liza and a Fisherman. Heart Goals Over Fisherman. Haven't seen that card in a while.
Azul getting paid off for that early play of compressoring away that Sycamore on turn 1. Making those late game Versus Seekers a little bit better to make sure that the flow of cards keeps coming for Azul. Order Pad.
Here it is. This is the big one here. Can he find a Field Blower with his Order Pad?
Order Pad.
Keep it on the camera, my guy. Nope. Looks like he got a Tails. T-Mail. Do we see the Field Blower?
1. Professor's Letter, Silent Lab.
Field Blower.
Field Blower is the 4th card.
There we go.
And this is how the comeback started for him last time against Alex Szymanski. Started with an Order Pad heads on Field Blower. A little less sexy way to do it, just Trainer's Mail into it. The 4th card, right? Because he has to be some suspense to it. But Field Blower going to unlock some of the energies in his hand. Going to be able to turn off abilities, turn back on abilities, pardon me, by knocking off that Choice Band on the Garbotoxin Garbodor. And Azul needs to make sure he gets max impact off of this Field Blower, because I believe the other one's already in the discard because he used a turn 2. So Azul needs to just chuck energy all over his board right here, because once this thing goes back live, he has no way around it outside of a knockout.
Off in the Field Blower, the Wobbuffet, and the Choice Band on the Garbodor there. I like the decision on the Wobbuffet as well, because it's going to kind of give Andrew an awkward spot to promote that Wobbuffet without a way to retreat it. And it also makes him either A, put the Flowstone on the Wobbuffet, or back on the Garbotoxin Garbodor. So just a little bit of a intricacy right there that I just noticed.
Azul Ultra Balling away with 2 prop eggs. Abilities are on. So now Azul just wants to get water energies flowing onto this board. And it starts with getting another one on Kingdra to at least take this knockout on the Garbodor. That's the reason he didn't bump the Parallel City. Because, yes, the damage is being limited by his Kingdra right now, but a 3rd energy just puts it over and negates that. You know, puts the damage output at, I believe it's 160.
Yep.
So 160 minus 20, 140, still a knockout there.
Yep.
Azul going to take a Let Loose Marshadow and has a Shaman in hand as well. Another water energy we see there. Needs to do the math right. You need to deluge that one on the boy.
Ultra Ball's away to egg and a Shaman here. Gonna grab the Let Loose Marshadow now. Really thin deck though right now. It's gonna whatever he draws here is gonna be exactly what he needs here the next few turns.
So he wants to let loose into superior energy retrieval, I believe is what Azul wants to do right here. A lot of energies went down with that Wailord. And
there it is.
superior energy right there. 2 copies and an Ultra Ball. Gonna grab superior, and those 2 prop eggs makes it real easy.
Real easy to grab an instant 4 cards out of your discard pile. Going to deluge them all onto either the Onyx or the Snorlax. Probably the Onyx here, so Andrew doesn't have a way to get a 3-prize attacker here. Onyx going to be a nice non-use attacker here to take the KO as well, hitting 120 damage.
I wouldn't mind seeing 1 energy go down on Kingdra and 3
Kingdra
go down
also.
on Onyx. Just making sure you can get the knockout with Kingdra while it's in the active there.
So he does have the 1 at active as well, so he could apply all energies down right now, the 1 to the active and 4 to Onyx. Or could hold on to those in energy at hand as well. But like you said before, we want to get as much value out of this free turn of abilities while you have the chance to.
So here's a little dance Azul's got to do. No other Trubbish going to be coming down. No other Trubbish down, so Trash Ledge Garbodor, he gets a turn off. So there's not a big impending knockout here. Put the correct amount of energy on Kingdra so you can also take a knockout on Tapu Lele.
Yep.
That way, if you do get N, Versus Seeker is live. You have 3 chances at it, the 2 off N and 1 more. And his deck is rail thin. But got to make sure you get these water energies out of the hand, though, of course. Tapu Lele might be looking to get froggy with the energy drive. Actually, you know what? You put 1 on Tapu Lele so you have a pivot Pokemon for retreat.
Yeah, for Guzma, yep.
So that's what you need to knock out. No, Azul counting, double checking. Thought we got there. Thought we were there for a second, and Azul goes, whoa, slow it down. Was that 3 water energy? I like 1 on Tapu Lele, maybe 2 on Onyx.
Well, he might be going, let's see, he might be committing all to the Onyx as well. Because in the same sense of doing that here, and it looks like he's doing some other big brain plays here that we may not be seeing as well. But even attached all 3 to Onyx, I believe Onyx retreat cost is 3, so that's a pivot Pokemon as well.
Since you have the choice of 3, I think you.
He's like going all over the board with what he wants to put this energy right now.
Okay, so doing this allows the Eevee Snorlax to flip the GX. Okay, now you have a pivot Pokemon. now you're essentially priced into Kingdra, right? So you have Versus Seeker. This is, come on, Azul, help us, man.
He's playing Twister
help
right now,
us,
putting his hand in every color right now, trying to figure out what he's doing here.
Just chucking, and let loose. Okay, we got there.
Yep.
We figured it out.
Yep.
Put 1 on the Lele so you can pivot with that hard retreat. Kingdra has enough to deal 230 damage, or more than that.
240, yep.
240. I was off by the 10 that the Hydro Pump
you were there.
provides. And then let loose. Azul's deck is 3 cards. Well, it's not 3. It'll have like 2 or 3 cards remaining after this let loose.
It's paper thin.
It's definitely what I meant to say. So Andrew, he's really just cutting off Andrew of trying to end him into nothing because Azul has, I think, 2 copies of Versus Seeker left in deck. And do we see Superior Energy Retrieval is definitely in there. Professor's Letter. Let me take a look. Versus Seekers. Get Professor's Letter out of there. And now Azul knows literally every single card in his deck. Prop Egg.
Superior, grab that last water energy.
And maybe now you can. I mean, you definitely want to get the water energy down. You just don't want it to be anywhere near your.
So what, 4, 5, 6. The 7th energy's in his hand. I'm not sure if he has any more than 1 water energy in his hand. If this is all 7 energy, that means all these last 3 prizes are all water energy.
Oh boy.
So he's been operating potentially with only 7 energy in his deck right now. 5 on the active, 8 energy. Sorry, so 2 of those energies that is in his are in his prizes right now.
Azul does have 1 more water energy that needs to come down. trying to insulate himself a little bit. Wants to have a backup attacker, but I don't see a violent. I don't see like a violent knockout coming on this Kingdra GX.
No, I don't think there's any way to. There's no damage on it for a Psychic Assault. The only thing here is Lele can come in here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, so 140. Not enough to get the Kingdra there. And that's also 5 energy on Kingdra there, so we're gonna be hit for 290 with Kingdra right now with Hydro Pump. And yeah, so and Lele with Flowstone won't be able to put and no Field Blower won't be able to put a Choice Band on it here. So it's gonna be a tough turn right now.
Well, Rainbow Energy coming down on the Trubbish. However, Trashland Garbodor not here for this turn.
Not an N.
Colress for 5, 6, 7, 8.
If Azul just hits the Guzma here, he has it.
Andrew going to go through the paces, make sure Azul has it.
Going to be doing Colress here, drawing 8 cards.
And Andrew, of course, going to be eyeing down that EV Snorlax to take these last 3 prizes, since he most likely will not be attacking into attacking in with anything this turn. Certainly don't want to go up and stomp off just to get destroyed on the back end.
There it is. Does
Past a
Azul
Wob.
have the Guzma? Yep, he's going for it right now out of the discard pile. He has Verse Seeker in hand. There it is. Draws return.
Versus Seeker.
Retreats.
Give me that Tapu Lele. Guzma pull up.
There we go.
Hard retreat with the Tapu Lele. Back into Kingdra GX. Not too sure what Azul is worried about, putting all those energies on the Kingdra. I liked putting at least one on the Tapu Lele. You had 3 plus another one, so one on the Tapu Lele, maybe 3 on the Snorlax to give yourself another backup attacker. But Azul found its way. Most important part of all that, make sure Kingdra can knock out a Tapu Lele, and also make sure all the water energies you can get are back on the board so they're not stuck in your deck if you do get end. Azul navigating that incredibly well, only actually had Deluge active for 2 turns
For 2 turns, it took full advantage of both turns as well. I mean, he was able to, on that second turn right there, get fully second on Kingdra there. And I like the decision, actually, after I thought about it a little bit there, to attach the energy to Snorlax. For any reason at all, Andrew would have pulled out of the blue a way to KO that Kingdra. So pure energy retrieval could have been active there to do that additional HP, additional energy back onto the Snorlax as well as an additional attacker. So there's a couple different outs there that Azul was leveraging when he was distributing his energy.
Found his way around it. They're shuffling up for game 2. Andrew had pretty much the best start he could ask for. A couple Trubbish down, a Floatstone pivoted back into Wobbuffet, was able to bridge it turn 1. Azul as well, cobbling together a great start. How does Andrew tackle this Blastoise deck after falling victim to it game 1?
I think he kind of sticks the same strategy, but probably benches a few more Trubbish. He does run 4. Probably go ham and just get all of them out there. All of them have their role there, whether it's going to be the Garbotox or the Trash Avalanche, and try to get Wob back active again. That did put Azul on the back foot a little bit there. We did see there they're both a little bit of stalemate draw passing to get to their spots and forcing Azul to play items. And that's the pressure you have to bring there. So yeah.
Well, once the items start flowing, Azul clearly made a critical decision, critical point in that game made a decision. Okay, item count no longer matters to me. I need to get my board set up, and just flooded those items into the discard. An unfortunate starter on Azul's side of the board, a good one for Andrew Martin. Let loose Marshadow on Azul's side, Trubbish in the active for Andrew, Choice Band coming down, Psychic Energy coming down, Parallel City coming down for Andrew. We do have a Sycamore in there. Or excuse me, Professor Juniper. What am I saying? Professor Juniper coming down. 7 fresh cards for Andrew Martin. Floatstone right there.
And another Trubbish. There we go. So we got 3 Trubbish this game. That's going to be extremely helpful as well. Choice Band in hand as well. And just a pass over. Parallel City about to play big dividends here if Azul doesn't have another stadium to bump it.
So Let Loose going to have to get out of the active. Order Pad, if it's a heads,
Order
it's
Pad
tails.
Taking a roller
okay,
here.
we saw this. This is what dumpstered Hunter in round 14.
2 Order Pad tails.
And I feel like this is another one of those situations where Azul needed one of those to hit.
Yeah, because he's using Ultra Ball here, and that's exactly what he needed.
And yeah, because that one of those order pads would have gotten him a computer search, and would have been able to maybe cobble something together from there. Ultra Ball going to come down. Tapu Lele might still have a way out of it. Elects to go with Shaman, rinse, repeat. Something we saw Azul do in top 8 against Alex when he let loose and just got everything he needed
Everything
to
he needed right
Archie's
after there.
anyways.
Exactly there.
So Azul going to see if he can ride the lightning one more time. Going to draw 5 here and hopefully find himself an Archie's and a Blastoise.
There is a battle compressor there at the very end. Sorry, that's our water energy. Oh, that's like 3 water energy in his hand right now. Does he have a battle compressor?
Haven't seen the con. Definitely 2 water. Maybe
Is that a goose? That's a
Tate and Liza.
Oh man.
Not what Azul wants to see.
This is the opening Andrew Martin needs right now. It's not, and there's already 3 items in the discard as well, so you can take the KO on this Mars Shadow if you wanted to promote this Trashland Scarboater. But man, and plus only 2 spots open on the bench right now for Azul as well. So if one of those is gonna be Archie's, he only has 1 space for an attacker. If we don't get rid of that stadium.
We saw Azul in game 3 of top 8 navigate a poor start incredibly well and find a way to win. So this deck has a lot of give and take in it, and Azul can just say, okay, this is what I've got. I'm going to pass over to you. I can't anticipate too much pressure from you. I've got a couple items. Like if you knock out a Mars Shadow, sure.
Yep. Choice being coming down here. And there's the flow here, so he is going for that Trash Avalanche. Is that also is that Garbotoxin in hand right now? And an N. And I think he's going back and forth between going to Sycamore with a Verse Seeker, and it looks like that's what he's going to do here.
Sycamore
or Juniper.
Versus Seeker for Juniper.
2 DCEs now in a discard pile, though.
And 7 cards for Andrew. Drampa GX, Mysterious Treasure, going to get a Psychic Pokemon of Andrew's type. No Dragon to be found in Andrew's list this weekend.
Now in this list here, it's a straight Psychic deck with a little bit of a colorless Spice and Drampa. Going to see the Trashland Scarboater come down. If it's not prized, it looks like he's eyeing down Sigilif.
Great wall Pokemon for Andrew. However, keep in mind, Garbotoxin is active. And Azul made that play in game 1, Guzma'd it up, and said, I'm going to get rid of this now before Mirror Counter comes into play at all.
And that's really weird. He's prioritizing the Sigilif right now and not the Trashland Scarboater. Just because maybe Trashland Scarboater is prized, or he already has it in hand, maybe one of those 2 pieces there. But with Garbotoxin live right now, Mirror Counter is not going to have any ability or effect on Azul.
However, there is other text on Siggy GX, and that's Intercept GX, which is 60 times the amount of energy on your opponent's Pokemon. So if Azul gets a little too excited ramping up onto a Pokemon, now just 1 attachment away, Siggy GX, Sigilif GX is to come in and take a big knockout.
Trainer's Mail sees Ultra Ball, Superior Energy Retrieval. Not both the best. Probably going to look at Ultra Ball, but he does already have Verse Seeker in hand, so he needs to think of a way to get the Arches into discard there after missing both those order pads.
Going to be important to get the correct order of operations here. Silent Lab in Azul's hand, and that's going to have to come down if he wants to be able to use, for example, an Ultra Ball for a Wonder Tag to get the Archies.
I mean, if you put the Silent Lab down, you can't Wonder Tag.
Exactly. That's why order of operations is going to be very important here. Just a bizarre hand, but I think I saw a computer search on the end.
Sycamore, Kingdra coming down to the discard pile now.
Easy pitch on the Kingdra in the discard pile is exactly where you want that Pokemon.
It's going through his deck right now, eyeing down a Volcanion Prism Star. Going to spread some damage here potentially if he's able to get the Archies out here. Looking at his hand right now. Silent Lab, Verse Seeker for sure. Did not catch what the 3rd card was. Okay.
Likes to choose Blastoise. Now,
is that a computer search in his hand?
If it's a computer search, he can computer search away the Blastoise and the other card, play down Silent Lab.
And then Archies.
And then Archies. So it's a Versus Seeker.
Oh, it's actually a Snorlax.
It's an Eevee or a Eevee Snorlax. That thing's been giving us a fit here. Having a hard time identifying it with that trainer-like edges on that Pokemon.
All right, there's a computer search now. We do see that there in a battle compressor as well. I am certain that is a computer search, not an Eevee Snorlax.
Azul using Sycamore, drawing 7 cards. Has the opportunity to attach here. Battle Compressor finally showing up to the game. One of the strongest cards in the early turns of the game for this deck here.
Yeah, gonna get those eggs down here. Probably a few more water energy. There's only 2, 3 in the discard now. So may see a few more. Get a set up for energy retrieval as well, and probably an Archie's. There's not an Archie's yet in the discard pile.
Egg, easy discard. Azul going to thumb through once, twice, grabbing the Archies, 3 times the lady. Guzma as well.
Yep.
The Sycamore, the draw supporter for the Versus Seekers, already in there. Guzma coming back, hand being taken inventory of. And Azul going to take a look.
Yep, decides to do Guzman here, kind of going around that same strategies last time, being able to work around the Wobbuffet, or in his case of game 1, go right after the Sigilif for the KO. So we are going to see an Archie's here. Going to grab probably for sure the Blastoise out of the discard pile.
So he already Sycamored this turn, so he's squaring up for next turn.
Okay.
So Battle Compressor is just a lot of actions, a lot of game actions here on the Blastoise deck. Got to go through them one at a time, and there are shuffles in between all those and things like that. So energy coming down on the Eevee Snorlax, and just a pass. Azul putting himself in the best position to have a big next turn. Andrew Martin has to know that that's looming. A big Sycamore only played down a Water Energy, but did resolve a Battle Compressor. All the tools now in the discard for Azul to get Archies, and now Andrew has to see where do I go from here.
There are 7 items in the discard pile, so Trash Lunch is hitting for 140 currently. And Garbotoxin is in effect, so Deluge is not going to do anything just yet without that Field Blower. Parallel City number 2 coming down. Azul only playing the 1 stadium, so until Field Blower comes alive, Parallel City is there to stick.
And 7 cards for Andrew.
I'd like to see a Trash Lunch Garboater here. I want to see that pressure applied right now, because unless Azul actually hits the Field Blower, there's not going to be much no energy to discard right there, but hits for the weakness. Actually, yeah, if it's 10-30, is the Mark Shadow not weak to Psychic?
No, it's
is it weak to Dark?
I think it's weak to Dark.
Let's do a double check on that right there, because if it is Psychic, that should have been KO'd on that attack right there. It is Dark. I do see in the bottom left-hand corner right there of our little screenshot snippet right there.
Perfect.
It is Dark weakness there. It's a good call there.
All right. With the computer search, Azul has to have it now.
Item count going up to 9 there, indicated by the dive. Ultra Ball and Battle Compressor going to the discard pile here.
So this is an interesting turn. Azul does have the option here to get the Tapu Lele now, use the computer search to get a Field Blower.
Field Blower, yep.
Field Blower off, Wonder Tag for the Archies in deck. Archie's ace in the hole, but Parallel City's down. Field Blower the Parallel City.
Yeah, you Field Blower both there, but it looks like he already computer searched away the Lele and the wrist stretcher there. So I think he's going for just a clean Archies here without the field taking away the tool and the Parallel City just yet there. Wants to use the computer search otherwise here and hopes to draw right into the Field Blower. Unless he already has one in hand.
Maybe not wanting to soak up a bench spot with a Tapu Lele. That might be an easier knockout on the back end. So Water Energy and Water Energy attach. Archie's finally going to pull a Blastoise into play. And 5 cards, Water, Professor Letter, Water.
Seeker, Water, and I didn't see what the
Field
last card
Blower's
was.
the last one.
There we go. I guess when you hit it, you get hot, you get hot. Hits the Field Blower.
Hits the Field Blower, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to do a lot of work with it. Might be able to Field Blower off, hard retreat, and get that dump truck press into play.
Yeah. Still 120, and it hits everything on his board outside of Sigilif for knockout.
Which then you can GX the Sigilif, and no weakness there. It doesn't bounce back and take a KO on Snorlax. So I believe that is what we're seeing here, and Azul's going to say, okay.
Ooh, or Hydro Pump. Let's see. He wants to be. It's interesting. Okay.
Hard retreat gonna offer up now.
Maybe he's waiting for. He's the first secret hands. He's probably waiting for the Guzma play to do it all at once. He has the field blower and a Verse Secret in hand, and he already just arches here. So he's probably going to wait to do and make it seem like he doesn't have much going on here. And which is kind of rough here. He might actually make this Blastoise sacrificial almost.
Yeah, because Andrew didn't commit any energy to the Trubbish, but elected to attach again to the Sigilyph, that puts him in a weird spot where if Martin had another energy, could hard retreat and maybe Trash Avalanche then. I'm also getting the feeling at this point that perhaps Andrew prized his Trash Avalanche.
That's what I'm thinking right now.
Because we just haven't seen them come into action at all.
Yeah, I figure it might have been on that search with the Sigilyph, to be honest there. So maybe that's what happened exactly, is that both Trash Avalanches were prized, and that's where we're at here with the Sigilyph play. And then Sycamore number 3 now, discarding a Verse Seeker. Didn't see what the other cards were. And I don't understand if there isn't a mysterious treasure or a way to get to the Trash Avalanche Garbodor in this turn, I would say he probably for sure has a prize.
All right, the card pulled to the front. We're moving stuff around. Is that card? It is a computer search pitching a Rainbow Rare Tapu Lele and a Drampa GX. Going to take a look in the deck. It doesn't seem like this would be this difficult of a decision for me because you can just quite simply evolve into Trash Avalanche Garbodor and take a knockout on this Blastoise.
And I think Azul 100% sees that there. He says that this Blastoise is not going to go down here. There's no way these Trash Avalanches are prized. Now I'm going to Guzma Field Blower and take some KOs here on that Sigilyph next turn.
Rescue Stretcher. There's the Trash Avalanche Garbodor. It was in the discard with the other one, other copy maybe being prized.
Ooh.
And Azul might be getting punished here for having hard retreated into his Blastoise. Stuck with a bunch of energy in hand now, and can only attach them one at a time.
And he might be able to pull off another Archie's here. What he may be looking at here, Superior Energy Retrieval coming off the top deck here. Can maybe pull off an Archie's number 3 this game, or 2 this game, sorry. And there's a Guzma play already here. Gonna pull up the Garbodor. I think it has a choice band on it, or it has Float Zone on it. So, other Trubbish.
Are we going to be doing that cheer up, attach for turn, and then cheer up another energy onto it?
Here we go, man. Gonna try to slowly pull into this game here. Cheer up, putting the 3 energy on it there. And in hand on the top deck. It looks like he might have grabbed a Trash Avalanche Garbodor off the prizes and opts just to an N here.
So an N, a good sign for Azul because Eevee Snorlax is just 1 energy away from starting to attack. Azul's got to feel good about what's left in his deck to make that attack happen. Andrew, on the other hand, stuck with that Trubbish in the active, and Azul, a couple good cards off of this, could find himself in taking a cheeky knockout somewhere and rallying back into this game.
Well, 1 energy here, like you said, going to be able to do the easy 120 here on the Trubbish as well. Andrew going to be finding himself 5 cards here. Potentially want to see an out to another Trash Avalanche Garbodor here. But with that choice band already on the active Pokemon, he's not going to be able to retreat fairly easily here. But what's cool here is you can use Trubbish's attack with an Acid Spray, and if you flip heads, you can actually discard one of those waters back to the discard pile.
Hard retreat into Trash Avalanche Garbodor off of a DCE. Trash Avalanche is going to come down 220 damage, I think.
220.
Is there a choice
band? Is that a choice band on there? So he's 1 item away from KO if he has the choice band on it. I think he does. Or Muscle Band.
Yeah, so Muscle Band
so
is essentially another item. So it's going to be 240 damage. And that is a lot of damage coming down on that Snorlax GX. Pretty bulky, 270 HP. However, Azul can't feel too great looking at
250?
Is it 260? What did I miss here? Maybe we missed an item that was in the discard.
Oh, it's 260. I see the die down. The light was getting me there. So 260?
Yeah.
Dang, 10 short? Oh.
That's got to hurt a little bit. Azul going to draw for turn. That bench barrier, Mr. Mime, going to prevent any crazy rally back theatrics here from Azul, Garcia, Griego here in Game 2 of the finals in Greensboro. Azul going to take a good long look at that discard at his hand and seeing what are my options here. What do I have to go? 32 minutes just above left in the game. And Azul maybe going to ask the question. He had so much trouble getting 1 Trash Avalanche Garbodor going. What's the chances he can get another one? Sigilyph, I'll deal with that. Hard retreat into Marshadow, let loose. Articuno coming down.
There we go.
Fisherman.
Pulling 4 energies out here. Could be seeing some tri-edge action here. Going to take a little page out of STL's book, but opts to pass.
Opts to pass, had to attach to the EV Snorlax to meet that 4 energy retreat requirement. Going to go back into the Marshadow, which is just an easy Trash Lance announcement away from taking KO. And Andrew just obliges, sends that Marshadow to the discard. And Tri-Edge Articuno might have to Chilling Sigh, which is the put your opponent's Pokemon to sleep.
Yep. And Azul does have a really large hand right now. It's going to be super difficult to be able to pull off an Archie's play here. But Guzma's to back up the Trebush here. Potentially will be doing a manual retreat of the Shaman. Or you might be looking at a Scout Return.
Yeah, just, okay, what are you going to do about this? And Andrew Martin goes, I'm going to attach an energy to this.
You can hit it for 40 damage now with the Choice Band as well.
Oh, Acerola. Nice
wow.
play.
Nice use of the rainbow energy there to Acerola. The Trebush right back into the hand here. Trash Lance going to take 2 more prizes.
Good use of that 1 copy of Rainbow Energy. Not only activates Drampa GX's Berserk attack when that attacker is relevant, but also allows him to trigger Acerola at will.
Scooping up,
and
going to
Azul
game
says
3.
This went off the rails quickly after my Blastoise got knocked out. We need to go to game 3. They've got a half an hour to get this one done. I like the amount of time on the clock. I like how Azul played that out and scooped when he did. And Andrew Martin executing that game plan that was just a few cards off every turn, it seemed like, in that first game.
Took him a while to get the Trash Lance Garbodor going there, but once he found that Rescue Stretcher, he was able to pivot into that. And then from there, just take KOs easily there. Love the Rainbow Energy play there. You mentioned a good point there. It's typically there for that leverage to boost Drampa GX's attack, but also has that utility to damage a Pokemon. Acerola, nice little free AZ, free retreat, whatever you want to call it there, to pivot back into Garbodor for the KO. So great action there. Good timing getting the Garbotoxin out there.
Exactly what I wanted out of a finals matchup. Let's go to game 3. Let's go down to the wire. Both of these players all played all day yesterday. 9 rounds yesterday, 5 rounds of Swifts today. Top 8, top 4 in the finals. Why not give us one more game? And we are in it now. Azul going to be going first for the first time in the finals. Andrew Martin has been on the button both times. So Azul is going to get minimum 2 turns of abilities if he can turn 1 Archies.
Are we going to see the Wobbuffet start on Andrew's side here? The 1 copy potentially to slow down Azul's Archies. What do we see here?
Wobbuffet! Wobbuffet, exactly what Andrew would want there. That is not what Azul was hoping to see. He's like, you play so many other starters in this deck. Please feed me one of them.
Man.
Of these 17 Pokemon that Andrew plays, 13 of them are basic.
Wow.
12 of them are not Wobbuffet.
Battle Compressor, though, off the train as Mel. Going to go do that initial setup here. See some water. I think I see an Ultra Ball as well. Might be another Order Pad in there with the Battle Compressor. So there's definitely potential there pending the Order Pad. Nope, those 2 Superior Energy Retrievals. So never mind here. We're not going to see a turn 1 Archies.
Well, we can Ultra Ball away maybe because the Superior Energy Retrieval can pitch energy and it can't buy it back.
Yep.
So you can Ultra Ball one away. You can use the other one to pitch an energy so it doesn't buy anything back, attach another one. So maybe you can work your way down there, especially with Battle Compressor. An Ultra Ball could get Tapu Lele. You can use that.
Tapu Lele, that's true. You can use that under item lock there, so you do have that point there. So Battle Compressor here is probably going to do Propagation Egg, Blastoise, Archies, do the base there.
The main concern for Azul here isn't necessarily getting this Archies together under Bide Barricade. I think the concern for Azul here is getting rid of 2 Superior Energy Retrievals this early in the game for what is going to amount to almost no value.
I think here he's opted for the Sycamore and the Kingdra over the Archies here, and I think because to your point there, he's going to have the Wonder Tag for that Archies here. So I do like we said before, repeating game 1 and game 2, compressing early away to Sycamore and Guzma plays knowing he needs those. Definitely familiar with this matchup.
Battle Compressor getting Blastoise, Sycamore, Guzma, Ultra Ball, pitching Superior Energy Retrieval into Water. Tapu Lele. Ooh, he's stuck with a Superior Water Energy. Superior Energy Retrieval. Not so bad. He does get one attachment naturally through the rules of the game. So going to be able to buy back that water, maybe put it on a Blastoise, maybe put it on the Tapu Lele so he has that Guzma active to pivot. So some options going on. That water's coming back. Straight on the Wailord, no concerns about it. Archie's going to draw 5. And Azul, although having to sacrifice 2 very good resources that he's going to need throughout this game, especially on Deluge turns, finds a Blastoise to get on the bench, going to draw 5, and is at least going to
there's a Let Loose as well.
Let Loose might cause havoc, as it did against Alex Szymanski in that top 8 match in Game 2. Trainer's Mail first. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Verse Seeker Battle Compressor going to thin some more here. Going to boost a little more energy for that Let Loose as well.
I wouldn't mind Azul getting rid of those eggs, and then eventually, if maybe he gets to another Battle Compressor, gets rid of Kingdra GX, totally fine. I think if I somehow find another Battle Compressor,
he can do Let Loose.
He can do Let Loose, buy Barricade on the Psychic. We're good. Appreciate the judge being vigilant, though, just making sure before we ruin this game state. Just double-checking. I'd much rather have a double check. I'd much rather have a discount double check than a no check at all. Know what I mean?
Yep. Brought to you here by Kirk Dubé of State Farm.
8 items in the discard. Azul shuffling up 4 cards. I don't think Azul really cares how many items he has in discard at this point. He's just hoping that this Let Loose sticks, and there are some wonky combinations of cards that Andrew can draw into. A lot of one-ofs and a lot of things that are non-starters. Plays no Ultra Ball in this deck.
This could be very tough here for, Let Loose here. We've seen it one end here be really good for both players. On the other hand, to completely take players out of the game right now. This Let Loose could work on both ends right now. While Azul does have Blastoise out currently. He may not draw enough to get going there, but I think we saw Professor's Letter and then another energy as well.
I don't think Andrew Martin's hand is too exciting.
Computer search
off the top. Gonna unlock that bad boy. Can't be too upset about seeing that.
Sudowoodo, Floatstone, and he has a Juniper.
Oh, has a Juniper.
He has a Juniper. Okay, so we're probably gonna Ultra Ball away to Sudowoodo. What's that card behind a Floatstone? Is that a Guzma?
The other card was a Trubbish, I believe.
Trubbish, okay.
Full art Juniper throwing us off a little bit. Might see a Bridget here since he does have a follow-up supporter.
Could see that there. Definitely get some additional Trubbish out as well. Right now, currently to the top, looks like that might be Adventure Bag right there at the top, but not seeing that being pivotal right now here. I do like your idea of going directly for the Bridget, and I think that's when he moved up to the top. Nope, looks like that might be a Pokemon.
Maybe seeing, okay, I've got our Trubbish in hand. Let me get him another Trubbish, for example, and then just clean Juniper and get...
It might be the Sigilif, actually, or a Lele.
Sigilif GX. And 7 cards. Now, don't forget, Andrew Martin does play 4 copies of Floatstone, so we'll be able to retreat if he wants it. I can't see that being the case here in this particular moment because Wobbuffet doing a lot of work. However, just a pass. Articuno Tri-Edge off the top. Azul with now 6 cards in hand.
Looking for a Verse Seeker to be able to hit that Guzma to get out of this bide barricade turn right now. Does not see it in those 4 cards. I think that's Superior Energy Retrieval, and I might be, I don't know what that second card is right there. Kind of hard to tell.
Maybe a Trainer's Mail?
Could be another T-Mail. I think you're right there. Might be another T-Mail.
Obviously, you're not allowed to grab a Trainer's Mail off a Trainer's Mail. So Superior Energy Retrieval going to go to hand. And maybe not. Azul might be wanting to fail this. Finally goes, I'll take it. I'll take it this time around. And we're shuffling up here. Now, Azul has been had the ability to get 2 non-Garbotoxin turns of Deluge, but just doesn't get it going, and just a pass over to Andrew.
We're seeing kind of the similar strategy to Game 1 here, where he was just, one at a time, attaching his energy to the Wailord GX here to get to that Super Splash play. Discarding Oricorio off this mysterious treasure here. Venture to see if we're going to see another Trubbish or the Trash Garbotor or Garbotoxin coming alive.
Garbotoxin Garbodor. Azul hates seeing that. That Garbotoxin Garbodor going to do a little bit better job locking down those abilities than Wobbuffet.
Yep, it's going to make that Guzma that Azul setting up pretty much null and void there unless he's going for the KO on a Garbotoxin here. But Verseeker, going to probably see that Juniper happen one more time.
Going to try and find a float stone to activate, or at least a choice band, muscle band,
Yep.
to try and activate the trash. And 7 cards, 4 float stones, 1 down, and 6 other tools. Got a good odds.
I think
of
he's
seeing
3 float stone in hand right now, but all he's missing is now a double colorless energy to attack with Sigilif, but another treasure's down.
Trubbish down, float stone, that's the easy part, just a pass. And I like that. No need to get overly
Yep.
aggressive. No need to make any drastic moves.
And that's actually a really good play there. He opts not to do the float stone on the active Wob either there because the field blower does come down. That's like a wasted 2 float stones right there. Order pad tails.
Order pad tails.
Yet again.
Azul's flame on those dice rolls might be petering out just a little bit, and a pass. 10 items in the discard now, and Azul hasn't announced an attack and hasn't been able to deluge.
Mysterious Treasure one more time here. Could be seeing now the Trashlands Garboater. Now he has Garbotoxin in effect here. Has Float Stone to active. Does he have another Psychic Energy?
Float stone now.
And an
an N.
So with 10 items in the discard pile, you will be able to Trashlands for 200 damage onto this Whale. And Whale still be 2 energy away from being able to attack with Super Splash.
Azul really hoping to see maybe Silent Lab, Field Blower.
Yeah, especially if he retreats for sure, Field Blowers is something he really wants to eye down right now. But this is going to be big pressure here on Andrew here. He's able to end away any chance of Azul finding that Field Blower. Just, Azul only got the compressor a few times, so a good chance that he does not hit it.
A good list consideration for Azul this weekend was playing 2 copies of Field Blower, which is a little bit more uncommon from what we were seeing last week in the earlier rounds today and yesterday. Andrew going to draw 6. Azul going to draw 6. Azul just wants to play ball here. He just wants to be able to deluge once. Just let me kick through this door one time, please.
Trubbish again. So all the Trubbish now on the field. All 4 of them here. Does find a Psychic as well. Trashland's going to do 200 damage here to the Whale Lord.
Andrew
Inching Andrew one step closer to that big prize.
Big damage coming. The judge telling Azul, hey man, those are my item counter dice.
Those are my dice. Leave me alone. Letter coming off the top deck.
200 damage.
Not going to help out a lot right here. He needs to find that Field Blower and needs to find it very quickly.
Azul not playing Acerola like we saw last week in some of these Archie's decks, and a little bit today.
Here it is, Order Pad. That's the big one. Does he hit it? That's another Tails.
Just
another
no
Tails
love.
on Order Pad.
The Order Pads seeming to take commands from Andrew on those, just saying, nah, dog. Professor's letter, going to put another item in the discard. Azul is past the point of carrying. There's so many in there now.
Order Pad's like the equivalent of an NBA ref, man, just controlling this game right now, not letting anything happen.
Azul is going to, Professor's letter is going to grab 2 energy, elects not to fail it, just going to put those in his hand. And I don't even know what the other cards Azul drew were, so it would be nice to see and get an idea. Again, Silent Lab, Floatstone away from unlocking, excuse me, not even Silent Lab, just
Field Blower
away from unlocking Deluge. And Azul needs something badly here.
So we see 1 Field Blower for sure in there and a computer search as well, and both Field Blowers are in the deck. We can't confirm that here during the search right now. So he has 3 out to find it, not including any Order Pads that are left.
Azul might still get mileage out of this Waylord. If he can get all the energy for that boosted Tower GX, Tower Splash GX, he can take a knockout on Garb and on 2 Trubbish.
Yep, that's 3 prizes right there.
So that's 3 prizes. That makes it a little bit easier to get away with giving up 3 prizes.
He has to be able to pull that off, though, here. By finite Field Blower here, I'm not sure what's in his hand to be able to get to that point. Battle Compressor in a way was that Fisherman, another supporter, and Battle Compressor as well.
I like getting rid of Fisherman because Azul has used a lot of resources, or excuse me, superior energy retrievals as those buyback resources. So Fisherman going to help him unlock that a little bit if he finds versus Seeker here in the later turns. But right now, it's got to be about the Field Blower.
He might be attaching to retreat here, and then probably promote the Mars Shadow, take the 1 prize knockout. But This is a rough spot to be
Just
in
a
right now.
pass, an open hands, palms up pass.
Do we have a Guzma in here right now for Andrew? We see the Mysterious Treasure. Full bench still. Won't be able to get a Tapu Lele and won't be able to one attack because of the Garbotoxin ability.
Andrew Martin thumbing through the cards. No prizes taken yet here in Game 2 as we pass the 17-minute mark, but a Chorus for
here.
8 going to help Andrew go ahead and scrub up that hand and get 8 new cards.
New 8 cards here. Gonna probably find another Trashlands Garboder here. Some energy as well. We're gonna definitely see the knockout on his Mars Shadow right now. But with this lockdown right now, Azul is not able to do any deluge abilities, really putting a hindrance into his gameplay. A lot of energy in the discard pile as well for Azul. So it's gonna be a tough little uphill climb right now.
Andrew taking a look at the discard, got a fresh 8, has tons of energies in there. I see a Choice Band, another energy coming down on Trubbish, and just going to announce the knockout. Azul looking to promote Tapu Lele.
There's a
GX,
Verse Seeker.
And a Verse Seeker off the top. However, Azul just unable to find a copy of Field Blower and hasn't been able to deluge at all this game between the Wob and the Garbotoxin Garbodor.
And his Trashlands right now is taking everything out right now. His 14 items in the discard pile there. It's hitting for 280 without Choice Band. About to add another Ultra Ball to the bin right now. 15 items, and not one of them is a Field Blower.
Yep, and we're past the point of caring how many items are in there, right? We're just... yeah, you're chucking trash bombs. That's fine.
So he's going to probably go for a Sycamore play here, but remember, there's only 2 superior energy retrievals left to work with here. When he does find his Field Blower, I'm sure he's going to find it here off of this Sycamore here. I think he found both of them.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Did he find him?
Oh, did he?
There. Okay, cool. Off the Transmel.
Takes the superior,
okay.
so maybe one of the copies is in hand. He shuffled through those pretty quick. However, superior energy retrieval is step.
Okay, it's at the very front there, the Field Blower. Okay, I was about to say, man.
Are we going to see Azul step up, Towering Splash, GX, or is Azul going to pivot to Onyx?
That's a very good point here, though. I kind of like your notion here of doing a Towering Splash GX because take out Garbotoxin, take out 2 other Trubishes that could become a Garbotoxin yet again here. And then while you are going to get your KO to the Garbotoxin, there's nothing really there left for Andrew to kind of pull back in here.
So Azul putting himself in a position where he knows exactly the cards remaining, knows exactly what he can draw to, and he's getting the Shaman here because not only does he want to follow up attacker on the bench, but I think he needs another crack at drawing superior energy retrieval.
Yeah, there's only one more superior energy retrieval left here, and that's one thing to think about too if he goes for the Towering Splash play. That's going to take both superior energy retrievals here and leave him with none, and if that Wheeler gets knocked out here, his only way to get back energy is the Fisherman that he compressed earlier.
I believe that is the Eevee Snorlax tag team going into hand. I think I saw 5 cards. 5 cards there. Quick fan, 5 cards. Prop eggs quickly getting moved, and Azul using those quite a bit. Deluge ability online now. Give me the first 4.
Yep, here we go. Looks like he's eyeing up Onyx to do an easy 120 Land Crush on this active Garbodor. Might be thinking about using Snorlax either, but it's such a tough trade-off there because I feel like you can sweep the board with Wailord, but it's just like Sigilif can come up and take the KO right after.
But I wouldn't be too concerned about that, right? Because then you can VS Seeker, Fisherman, Deluge.
Yeah.
And then you can put 4 energy and Dump Truck Press and put yourself to 1 prize card.
Yep.
And then Andrew doesn't really have that many attackers left on the field.
No, you're right. That's
he'd have to double attach. Now, Towering Splash would not knock out the active. That is worth noting.
Yeah, so we'll get return knocked out back, but looks like he's opting for the Land Crush play anyway with Onyx.
So Land Crush play here. Ooh. That means there's a Floatstone in hand.
Yeah, I would say, does he have Floatstone in hand? Okay. Because like, why not the Wob, man? You got the Floatstone already there. Here's Trashlands again. Does he have a Guzma as well? Rest Stretcher here. Going to bring back another Trashlands here.
Ooh. Setting up multiple
Double
attackers.
Cuddle here. Sigilif about to come in here. Trashlands going to come first here, right here. Going to take it there.
Trashlands, easy knockout on the Onyx.
All right. Andrew at 4 prizes. Azul at 5.
Azul is deciding
Garbo
what.
talks it back to effect here, so Azul needs to find that last field blower and needs to get full merit out of it.
Yeah, this needs to. Field blower peels off the top. So Azul down, but not out. 3 superior energies used.
Oh,
Has
man.
Versus Seekers available for Fisherman.
This is tough here. Like how many second energies does Andrew have left right now? He's already went through what 3, so he has 2 left plus the rainbow.
Field blower.
Field blower again, and I think that's his last 2 flowstones. I think all 4 flowstones are gone now.
Okay, so we're going to see 4, 5 energy coming back. That
He's
is
going all in on Snorlax.
versus Seeker Fisherman.
Here's the big thing though: if with all those items in the discard pile here, the Trashlands Garbodor on bench is going to for sure take the KO on the Snorlax here. So Andrew's just a few pieces away from just like an N Garbotoxin second energy play away from taking this game.
There are 22 items in the discard if I did my math right. Fisherman going to find 4 energy.
He's 4 energy right there off the Fisherman. I think he had another 2 in hand as well. How many Verse Seekers even have left to repeat a Fisherman if this Snorlax were to go down?
He does have 1 superior energy retrieval.
He has 1 of those left there. Okay. 3 cards left in deck. Both field blowers are gone here, so
Prop eggs. That's a way to buy back those energies without having to spend resources. Use the propagation eggs to superior energy retrieval. Get yourself
just last 2.
Just 2, which means Versus Seeker in there somewhere.
There has to be a Verse Seeker somewhere if he's eyeing down to that play completely there. I'm going to see a dump truck press here to take the KO on Garbodor, hitting for 240 because it's an evolved Pokemon. Sigilif coming to the plate. Choice Band going to hit for 110. Oh, no, the GX attack.
The GX attack.
And Toxic. Does he have N also? Oh, GX attack there. Intercept GX here. Going to take the KO on Snorlax GX because of the Choice Band. 60 for each energy. Choice Band 270. 3 prizes. Andrew's down to 1 left here.
That intercept.
1 prize away from taking Greensboro, North Carolina Pokemon Championship here. Going on Azul's turn.
That Choice Band, what he needed because of the 4 energy. 4
Yep.
times 6, 240, plus 30, 270.
All right there, getting set up there. Sigilif coming in hard right now.
Oh,
Azul does not
Azul
see.
Not feeling it
He
at
doesn't
all.
see. Doesn't see a play for him to have right now. There's no more field blowers. Garbotoxin's locked up. I think Andrew has this game.
I think Andrew found
There it
himself
is!
a match. And
Andrew
Andrew Martin is your winner of Greensboro Regional Pokemon Trading Card Game Champion. Andrew Martin with his Drampa Garb deck.
Yeah.
Kind of a throwback to last year.
Last season.
Picks up a big W against someone that quite possibly had all the energy behind him because of that insane top 8 match. However, Andrew undeterred on his own mission here in Greensboro, able to take down a big win against a great player, and Andrew Martin is your 2019 Greensboro Regional Champion.
Massive, great play there. Sigifresh coming in with the Intercept GX for the KO on a Snorlax. Big read there. Had the Choice Band, had the Muscle Band to reapply to Garbotoxin, had everything he needed there for whatever Azul threw at him. Great play by Andrew Martin.
A very well-built deck, great techs, and we're going to go grab Andrew Martin, your 2019 Greensboro Regional Champion, and we'll be back in just 1 second. Welcome back. Kirk Dupes next to Bay here with your 2019 Greensboro Regional Champion, Andrew Martin, getting it done. Congratulations, my friend.
It's like a surreal experience because like I wasn't even going to play in this event, like not until like Friday night because I was just showing up. Friends that were going, I was like, I got my invite, so I was like, I don't need to play, but you know they were like, you should do it anyway because you're gonna be bored. I'm like, all right. So I didn't even have the cards with me. They just we just built a trade card deck like real quick, and then
It panned out. Great idea. Great tech. Sigilift GX doing a lot of work for you all over. Every time we've had you on stream, it's come up and being relevant. How did you get to that card? Explain to everybody at home how you ended up including that card in your deck for this weekend.
So I've been playing this deck for 3 regionals now. I started playing in Anaheim and actually got whooped by it in the mirror. And then I was like, wow, that card's actually like amazing. So I started playing it in Dallas, lots of good results. And then I was like, oh, it's really good in the Pikarom and then like Archie toys. So it's kind of like a weird card because like no one knows what it does, and you can squeeze games because like no one there's a lot of like weird text on it. Like the first attack doesn't hit for resistance, and then like its abilities like you don't realize the math how it adds up. So kind of like over time, it's like, wow, this card's amazing.
I'm glad we had you on stream because not only did we see the resistance thing come into play on the knockout against Arlo, we saw the double damage when we had you on stream when that Pikarom hit in. You're like, okay, cool, double knockout, let's go to Sun and Death.
Yeah.
That was just a wild ride too. You've made it. You've played, how many rounds is that? 9 + 5 + 3, quick math, 17 rounds of Pokemon. You're sitting here the champion. Jay Young sent me a message from the St. Louis area, and you cobbled yourself together a great finish today. But tell us a little bit about the rest of your season. You said you already had the invite.
Yeah, so I don't actually know what comes next. I know I'm going to Denver, and then from there, I'm not sure. I might chase top 16, but still kind of seeing where I land. Still trying to balance that with school, so we'll see. But so far, having fun.
Well, this is a heck of a weekend to come down, have fun. I don't know what's much more fun than winning a regional tournament, leaving with a chunk full of cash and a trophy to hang up in your place. I'm just going to open the floor up to you, Andrew. Anything you want to say, anybody you want to shout? Well, I mean, within reason, right? Can't be dropping F-bombs. This is PG. Let's go.
Absolutely.
But cut it loose. Any shout-outs you want to go? The floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, so shout-outs to the whole St. Louis area, Yeti Gaming, great place to play at. Thanks to the Correctlers for running such a great store. Thank you to my testing group in Edwardsville, Illinois. It's where I play at. Thank you to my best friend Corey for always being there to test with me and getting me to play in this event. So shout out to all you guys. Shout out to all my friends waiting on me to go home.
Andrew, congratulations again. Your 2019 Greensboro Regional Championships. And we're going to be right back with just some closing statements. Andrew, congratulations.
Thank you.